Namaste, my galactic family. This is Angela Sim, Mohrephoh of Lazari. Pleiadian consciousness here for you. My galactic family, listen to me with your heart. My galactic family, let's bring to our consciousness, our awareness, my galactic family, very important thing. Because you see, to understand, to know the polarity sequence, to even comprehend the universe, the multiverse, and beyond, and things beyond our comprehension at this point, is very, very important to know and to understand the polarity. Understand, overstand how you want it. But you have to know, my galactic family. A lot of times you ask me, you're so awakened, why you're using those phrases. Understand, my galactic family, that you are not the only one on the planet, my galactic family. There are different brothers and sisters. There's a message for you here. And as well for brothers and sisters they're clueless, who have no idea, who just woke up yesterday, hour ago. So if you're gonna speak to them understanding, overstanding, they'll be like, what are you talking about here? So please bear with me, my galactic family. If you're truly awakened, just relax. Relax. The truest being and human being who is actually awakened is the one who is using word relax. Just relax. Everything's okay. Just relax. You're not going to hypnotize yourself. If someone's going to tell you, do you understand? You're not going to be hypnotized by it because you're already conscious of it. It only know, my galactic family, understand, my galactic family, those negative phrases only work when you are not awakened, when you are not on a vibration of knowing this. It's like the darkness will show you something. It's in front of your eyes, but it's you cannot see it until you know it's there, and that's how it works. That's how the darkness is using it. Do you see, my galactic family, how that works? It's in front of you, but if prophets or earth angels not going to show it to you with the finger, look at this, you'll be like, oh, I had no idea. See? And that's what we're talking about, my galactic family. But if you're conscious of it, it's automatically sent back to the sender. Any dark forces who are using the method to hypnotize brothers and sisters with putting things in front of your eyes, my galactic family, but you're not conscious enough to see it, but it's here, it's in front of your eyes, but you have to be conscious enough to notice this. And that's how they program your subconscious. And even the word understand, under, you stand under. But if you're conscious of it, you dismiss the negativity from it, my galactic family, automatically. If you say it, if you don't say it, doesn't matter. You know the meaning of it, and you're not using in a way because you are conscious of it. You are not unconscious from it. If you are not conscious of it and you use it, yeah, it works for the dark's agenda. But if you're conscious of it, it goes straight back to sender. Do you see where we're getting with this, my galactic family? Know, my galactic family, that you just barely woke up. Even if you were brothers and sisters, you're awakened for 30, 40, 50 years. Some of you are even older than me, and you've been awakened since the dawn of the time. Yeah. But still know, in this three-dimensional frequency, actually, it's in four-dimensional reality. Three-dimensional reality doesn't exist. It's only a construct of your consciousness. Know, my galactic family, that three-dimensional reality, even if you were awakened, you know by now, after you really awaken, that's the true meaning of awakening is to be truly in your heart space. That's the true awakening. Because when you're in your mind or in your lower chakras, you want us to go there? Okay, let's go there. Okay, if you only Catholics, Christians, the ones who are hypnotized by the negative frequencies, if you will, they're, my galactic family, they're programmed and they're hypnotized by the dark frequencies to keep them in the lower chakras, if you will. First, second, third. Up to 3 lower chakras, my galactic family, okay? So, like adult films, alcohol, food, overeating, watching, the films for adults, all those things are connected to your lower chakras. I'm not saying they're evil, because you need to make love to your partner, to have a baby, to have a family. It's all beautiful. When you use it with the intention of procreation, of creating something positive, like your family, like your child, this is blessing, this is beautiful, but not with lust. If you only listen to 10 commandments, you don't need any holy book in any of pararealities, my galactic family. If you only use 10 commandments, my galactic family, 10, we could have never children in home shelters because they have no parents, because that's the lust is doing this. Alcohol, overeating. This is the lower chakras. That's why you have a lot of children without parents. Why? Because you use lust, you use sin. You use sin, my galactic family, to create, the lust, the pleasure was more important than being conscious enough. I am creating a human being. I am responsible for it. I am creating a human being, a child. How many children are without families? They are hypnotized by the matrix to keep them in the lower 3 chakras. You see what we're getting with this, my galactic family. So let's go up the ladder, my galactic family. So awakened being is not the one who thinks he knows everything, because if you truly awaken, you finally realize, you look in the mirror, you're like, I have no idea. And that's the true awakened being. When you can say it to yourself, I am clueless about anything. And that's the first step of truly awakening. Because even if you know a lot of things, this journey will go forever. You will go forever. Eternity times Googleplex time, Googleplex. The number is so big I can't even comprehend to imagine to you how big is the number. And one day you will be on a frequency of prime creator, and you'll be like, oh, I think I did everything. You think we can experience something different? Oh, yeah, yes. That's the whole point. You see, it goes forever. That's what we getting to with the subject to polarities. To understand, to know the big picture, the entire cosmos. What we giving you in this film right now, my galactic family, to give you at least 1% of mentality of prime creator. Because minimum. And when you connect those minimum in Googleplex, it becomes the ocean. The minimum is the drop, but you collect through lifetime so many drops before you know you got the ocean of wisdom, and that's what we're talking about. So polarity. We're gonna talk about polarity in just a second. Let me go up the ladder, because we're talking about brothers and sisters who were hypnotized and who are still there. Still few brothers and sisters who are still like Catholics, Christians, Zionist Jews, Hindu. They are completely in the lower chakras. The one paradox from all those brothers and sisters I just mentioned, like Catholics, Christians, are the lowest. The lowest is Zionist Jew. Zionist Jew frequency is the lowest. Then is Catholics. Then is Christian. Then is Hindu. Hindu are in a way the most confused from all of those religions, but they are the closest to the heart chakra, and is dismissing the shadow play, if you will, is dismissing the shadow play. Do you see what we're getting with this, my galactic family? I'm not saying that all brothers and sisters who practice, Zionism, that they're evil, but they're clueless. They're clueless. There's a lot of beautiful, pure souls who've been programmed by the system, by the parents, society, like the same, like if it's in a Jewish household or Christian or Catholic, it's the same thing. Because you have to know how the ego works. To understand the big picture, you have to know how the ego works. Ego works like this. Listen to me. You've been raised. You start from ABC 1 to 3. You've been working hard. You've been doing good things. And even if there's a lot of brothers and sisters who are poor, there's a lot of brothers and sisters who are very wealthy. A lot of them. Middle class. They're compared to the other brothers and sisters, they're loaded. They're millionaires compared to some places in the world who have nothing. You have to differentiate, my galactic family. So ego works like this because it's very simple. Listen to me. If somebody's rich, for example, in a Catholic country, if you Christian country, Catholic country, or a Zionist country, what have you, if you try to tell them, if you are truly awakened, like a prophet or earth angel, and you're telling them the truth, they will not listen to you. Because if they think, if I have a Mercedes, if I have a Bentley, I am multimillionaire. I don't need to listen to some poor Chinese from out of town. I don't. Ego have a lot of truths. You see, my galactic family, count how many people there in the world. How many are brothers and sisters in parareality? Because we are fluctuating. We are not only on one ball. We are jumping billion times per second through pararealities. And by the way, every dimension is flat. So if you go to the other millionaire, they will have their own truth. And you're going to go to the other rich person, they're going to have their own truth, and goes on and goes on and goes on and goes on. And each one of them going to tell you something different. And that's going to be truth for them. But it's not the truth. It works for them because you have to know. It's not only your wisdom, how smart you are, how clever you are. It's your past lives, pararealities. Do you have more karma or you have more dharma? This is the key. Why some are wealthy, but they're clueless. But that's the ego. That's the ego of the system, my galactic family. That's why its ego is connected through three lower chakras, my galactic family. Strength, what I'm eating, what I'm wearing, the procreation, the lust, the all those three lower instincts, if you will. It's not evil, but if you only use those three, and you been using them too much, I mean that becomes on a negative frequency, because you have more chakras than three lower ones, yeah? And there you go, my galactic family. So every person who thinks he's rich, you will not listen to. There are few who will contemplate, who are very, very rich, and they will go listen to you. And some of them, they will gonna change and agree with you on the spot. Yeah, there are those brothers and sisters, but I'm talking about majority with the huge ego. They're not gonna listen to you because I got a Bentley, I got a pool, I got a yacht, I got a jet, I got everything. I'm not gonna listen to some poor Chinese from out of town. That's their mentality, because they think everybody have their own truth and everybody have their own religion point of view, but it's not. Remember, the color doesn't matter, the country doesn't matter, the religion doesn't matter, because there is only one prime creator, one God, who give everybody one and the same truth, one and the same truth, one message. Every religion distorts the truth, and they bending with their ego, with their mentality, with their experience, with their dharma, with their karma. And you have Hinduism, you got the Buddhism, and you got Christianity, you got Catholics, and you got Zionism. You see where we're coming with this, my galactic family. So this is how you bend the truth. But the truth is not, you cannot bend the truth, because truth is one. Truth is always one and always the same. And I don't care what reality. You can go to per-reality and compare to this reality. This per-reality is like super science fiction. Still, even in that per-reality compared to our reality, it's like Star Trek and Star Wars. It's like kindergarten compared to this reality I'm talking about to you. So this per-reality, who is total science fiction compared to this reality where you are right now. But still, even in that fantasy world, truth is identical, because truth never changes. The perspective could change. The so-called in a way there is no fantasy in a way, because fantasy, science fiction, if that's truth somewhere in per-reality, that's truth somewhere in per-reality. But it's only designed by the universe to keep that balance. What are we talking about? The balance. So see, the evil is doing everything to keep you under the fourth chakra, the middle. The balance point is your heart, because if you are in your heart, you will listen. You'll be the strongest. You'll be the most wise, the most powerful. You name it. If you're gonna use the most your heart chakra, even if you're gonna use a lot of lower chakras and not a lot of upper chakras, but you're gonna be a lot of times in your heart chakra, you're always gonna be the winner. You see where we're getting with this, my galactic family? Very, very important. Everything what the system taught you, everything, it's upside down. Everything. So when you come to the heart space, you know, my galactic family, that all those religions I just mentioned to you are under the heart space. All of them. Even if the Hindu brothers and sisters are in the biggest confusion of them all, but they are the closest to the heart chakra, and that's the paradox. That's why they are the closest to the heart chakra, but they are not in the heart chakra. No. Because even if they're the closest to the heart chakra, but they are in the biggest confusion, and that's the balance they are in. So the lowest, Zionism frequency. Then you have the second closest to the lowest, Catholics. Then is Christian. And those religions you can fit in those three lower chakras. And when you come to the heart space, from the heart space, what religion starts from the heart space? Islam, my galactic family, Islam. Because all of you been born a Muslim, you've been only lied to. You've been only taken away from the truth by the devil. Everything is in existence is a Muslim. Everything. A fly, a bug, a tree, a bush, animals, birds, you name it. Ocean, rocks. Anything and everything is a Muslim. Because what is a Muslim? The Muslim is the one who worships God Almighty. What it means worships God Almighty? What does that even mean? All the nature, everything is worshiping God Almighty. What does that mean? It's reflecting God Almighty. That's why nature is so pure. Why? Because it's a Muslim. Because what is a Muslim? It's a pure reflection of God Almighty. So what Muslims are doing, they're the most reflecting God Almighty, even being in the most hypnotized system in the universe. You see the power in that? Hello, come on. By now, I know something happened in your mind. I know by now something is ringing a bell. Because how many films I give you, my galactic family, for how so many years? And still, a lot of you brothers, sisters, you tell me you know everything, and I tell you, you have no idea. Balance point. And that's the balance point. Let me give you pure example how powerful balance is. Because we know the light is the strongest. The darkness is the weakest. But what's even stronger, if you are in a world of amnesia, of the biggest hypnosis, of the biggest evil, like three-dimensional matrix, where is the biggest power? Not in the light. You'd be like, Angela Sim, you're an earth angel. What are you saying? Not the light? Listen to me with your heart. Everywhere in the universes, multiverses, anywhere, everywhere, one more time, anywhere and everywhere, my galactic family, light is the biggest power. That's no doubt, period. That's the power. Darkness, doesn't matter what reality, doesn't matter where, how and when, doesn't matter where, my galactic family, darkness is always going to be the weakest, always. But there is a power of paradox in three-dimensional matrix. There's only one thing more powerful than light. That's only exception in a world of amnesia. I'm not talking about different pararealities where you are awakened and you remember your parents, you remember where you came from, you remember your past life. So we're not talking about this life. We're talking about the life when you were born, when you live forever and you were born in three-dimensional matrix. You've been born and you're starting from 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. You are clueless. That's how we're talking about this reality. You know what's the one thing is stronger from the light, and it's designed for a reason. Because when you were born in reality with a total amnesia, the biggest confusion, because the devil is hypnotizing everybody with contradictions. There are so many contradictions in three-dimensional reality that things are in front of you and you don't even see them because they're power of contradictions. The devil is using contradictions to keep you in check, to keep you in 3 lower chakras. And that's when we coming in, earth angels, prophets, to tell you the truth. So exception, only in this 3-dimensional matrix, one thing is stronger from the light and from the darkness, and that is balance. The balance point, heart chakra. Do you see where we're getting with this, my galactic family? Heart chakra, balance. Let me give you an example. Balance point in a world of physicality. There's a lot of aspects. We're just scratching the surface, but I'm just giving you in a gentle fashion, so you're not gonna go. It's not gonna be too much for you. You will be like, okay, I think I got this. So the density, the amnesia. There's a lot of factors, and the lie that the devil lied to you, that the darkness have the same strength as the light. It's only a lie. Light is always the most powerful, but only is because of this density, amnesia, confusion, and not remembering who you really are. Only exception in this dimension, God, my prime creator, give one thing stronger than the light. It's a balance. Because it's like God is showing you, I have a meeting with the demons, with the devil. Just give you an example. I'm meeting them halfway. I'm giving, even if they are in the biggest devil frequency, the demons, arch devils, even if they are so hypnotized by the devil that they are pure evil. That's why God is doing this, to give him a benefit of the doubt, by Galactic Family, to give him a chance to come out from that deep, deep darkness of negative frequency, to come out, because even the archdemons and devil himself, there's still purity in them, pure light in them. But they've been hypnotizing themselves by themselves for so long. That's why they became on that frequency. Because they're demons in a way, devils, demons, they don't exist. It's only you embody the frequency. You create that density, that frequency, and you become that devil, that demon, the archdemon. Because you had karma for so long, my galactic family. That's how it works. So balance, in this realm, balance is the most powerful, even more powerful than the light. And God designed this for a reason, to meet darkness halfway, give him a chance. Because God knows, because you've been born in pararealities with amnesia for thousands and thousands of years, God Almighty did this only for the ones who are in the most darkness, the devils, the demons, to give them a chance to come back home. That's why he put a law in 3-dimensional reality that's strong, that one thing is going to be stronger from the light, it's going to be balance. And let me give you an example. Let me give you an example with the feather. You can put a feather, my galactic family, on a structure. On one side of the let's build a structure. On one side, there's a structure, something weighs a ton, yeah? Then you put something half a ton, then 1/3 of the ton, 1/4 of the ton, and you getting my drift, my galactic family. And then you lowering the weight, and then you put a tree, 100 kilograms, then you're putting 50 kilograms, then you're putting 25 kilograms, then you're putting 5 kilograms, and on the end there's a feather, my galactic family. And let me give you an example how God Almighty is precise and perfect. That on one side you have a feather. You know, feather is very, very light, yeah? And this feather when it's in a balance, in a structure, can hold even a ton or even couple tons. And you're going to walk up to the structure and you're going to lift the feather and the whole structure will fall down. Do you see what are we getting with this, my galactic family? That's how powerful the balance is. That one feather can hold even a couple tons. If you build the structure with a balance point, everything was built in the structure, it's built in a balance. So even feather can hold a couple tons. But when you're going to lift the feather, the whole structure is coming down. You see what we're getting with this, my galactic family. So coming to this balance point, the polarity. That's why polarity, to know 1% of God Almighty, His mentality, to know at least in 1% the entire of the cosmos. Remember only that feather and balance point, and that's your heart space, and that's the most powerful you can do and have and be in three-dimensional matrix. I am a renegade member of Family of Light Systems Buster, available for altering systems of consciousness within a free will universe on call. And know, my galactic family, that this brother or sister who is on the street, it's not because they're not intelligent, they are on the street. It's because they're the most wise, they are on the street. Because a lot of you think, why there's so many people homeless? Because they are the most, those brothers and sisters are the most smart. And you'll be like, that doesn't make sense, Angela Seam. So you telling me I have to take my business, I have to give everything away and go on the street? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if every brother and sister could do that, that's the biggest blessing. Because after you realize, my galactic family, that every being in three-dimensional reality could give away everything they own to everybody else, everybody have everything. And then you realize, wow, it was enough. I still have that Rolls, I still have that BMW, I still have that house, I still have that jet. You give everything away to the poor. And imagine how many billions of brothers and sisters in the world. And that's the power of balance point. I'm talking about, my galactic family. That's what I'm talking to you, how powerful that is. And those brothers and sisters who are on the street, they are reminding you of that balance. You can be happy without anything. But imagine all the brothers and sisters in the world giving everything they have to everybody else. You still have that car, you still have the pool, you still have the house, you still have all your, and you still have leftovers money. You can last you to the, how long are you going to live? Come on, give me a break. How 80 summers, 90 summers, 100 summers. Come on. You are only here 100 summers if you make it that far. And how many brothers and sisters have millions in a bank account? And those brothers and sisters on the street are waiting. Maybe this time they're going to awake. Maybe this lifetime. Maybe this lifetime. Maybe this lifetime. Do you see where we're getting with this, my galactic family? I hope by now you be in your heart chakra and you will know that there's enough of everything for everybody. I love you, my galactic family. Namaste.